Smart them. Yay. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to Unity of London here at 501 Nelson Street in London. We say good morning to everyone in the room, good morning to everyone on Zoom watching, and good morning or good afternoon or good evening to anyone that's going to watch this later on YouTube. We have a special treat this morning. As most of you know, Friday night we have a concert here at Unity, and we still have tickets available. So if you're watching this and you want tickets for Friday night, we still have them. I still have them. Just email me or give me a call. It's on the poster. But Paul Luftenegger and Christina Frith are here to grace us with some wonderful music as we start our wonderful service this morning. And we've got a great talk coming from Revelori. So please give a warm welcome to Paul and Christina.
Testing.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Do you want to introduce your song?
I was just going to share that this song is called May You Be Free, and sometimes I forget that we have a lot of friends in the next world beyond this one. And when a dear friend of mine made her journey to that world, this song came through. And I realized that as I prayed for her and the progress and comfort of her soul, I could feel her watching over me and helping me on my way in this very curious, complicated earth. So this is called May You Be Free, and maybe you have someone or someones who are sort of circling us this morning, who you're thinking about. I look around and I see light, like a star explosion, you light up the night. When I call your name, my heart sings praise, because you're beautiful in so many ways. La 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 la, may you be happy. La 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 la, may you be free. La 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 la, I pray for the journey of your soul. And as I pray for you, I feel you watching over me. As I pray for you, feel you watching over me. I believe that God must be very proud of you. I believe He will take you to the garden of delight. And if your path is measured by the kindness that you show, you've got a golden ticket straight to the light. La 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 la, may you be happy. La 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 la, may you be free. La 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 la, I pray for the journey of your soul. And as I pray for you, I feel you watching over me. As I pray for you, I feel feel you watching over me. I can see the world is shining much brighter now by the faces you warmed in the light of your sun. Each soul like a flower in the garden that you sowed, like a sea of candles lighted one by one. La 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 la, may you be happy. La 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 la, may you be free. La 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 la, I pray for the journey of your soul. And as I pray for you, I feel you watching over me. As I pray for you, I feel you watching over me. I pray for you, 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 yes, and I pray for you, 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 yes, and I pray for you, I pray for you. La 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 la, may you be happy. La 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 la, may you be free.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Following such the beautiful song written by Christina and sung with Christina and Paul, we just need to take a moment to breathe in the beauty of that moment and how blessed all of us are to be here in person, to feel the spiritual energy, the faith and the love. And we thank Paul and Christina and Corey for being here. We're so blessed to have you share just a little touch of what all of us might expect on Friday night. So if you do not have your tickets, please see Sylvia following our service. We've already welcomed you to Unity of London. We welcome you again. And we view Unity of London as our spiritual home. For those who are guests here, we welcome you as we would welcome any guest into our home, with love, with joy, with faith. And sometimes when people come for the first time or they haven't been for a long time, we who are so engaged with each other as friends who see each other every week may forget to reach out our hand and say, welcome. May you never leave this Unity building without greeting someone who is new. May you never leave this Unity building without encompassing all of our qualities. Your self-expression is allowing someone else to express. And we believe in doing that with love and openness. We are a positive path for spiritual living. And we do have 5 basic Unity principles. I invite you, if you feel comfortable, to share them as I read them. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is within me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. I hope that if you live those principles during the week, you are noticing a difference in your life. You will. How do we make a difference? When each of us practices being the change ourselves, it gives other people the courage to also be the change, to be that loving change that happens every day for everyone. And it could be as simple as reaching out a hand to someone you don't know well. Everybody doesn't want to be hugged. It's good to know that too, because we're huggers here. So get permission before you start hugging people. We coexist. Different backgrounds, different nationalities, different beliefs. And we coexist by providing fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life. And the youngest person in this room, or the oldest person in this room, are all engaged in that journey of wondrous exploration. Today, our prayer chaplains will be myself and Wilda online. If you're not familiar, we do have a little prayer room. It's up some orange steps, and we've talked about this before. If you'd like to pray and you're not able to get up those steps, just let me know and I'll be happy to pray with you in here. The prayers are confidential. You just share what's on your heart, and it goes no further than me. Now, this is, as you know, one of my very favorite singers, next to Paul, way after Paul, and now way after Christina. We've sung this song before, and if you would like to stand up and sing, that's great, and if you'd rather sit down. But the lyrics will be on the board, on the screen, so please join in.
There will come a day, and it won't be long. I will stand right up. I will be so strong. I'll be filled with the light. I'll be open wide. Every cell in me will be unified. I will raise my hands. I will lift my eyes. I will shout to the world, I am alive. I will dwell in the now. I will flow like the wind. I'll be solid on the earth, like I never have been. I will build a life of beauty, fill it up with love, manifest all I desire, whatever I dream of. I'll have all that I need to be, the everything I am. The love of God will flow through me, pouring through my hands when the balance is true. When the balance is true. There will come a day, and it won't be long. I will stand right up. I will stand right up. I will be so strong. I will be so strong. I'll be filled with the light. I'll be filled with the light. I'll be open wide. I'll be open wide. Every cell in me will be unified. I will raise my hand. I will raise my hand. I will lift my eyes. I will lift my eyes. I will shout to the world. I will shout to the world. I am alive. I am alive. I will dwell in the now. I will dwell in the now. I will flow like the wind. I will flow like the wind. I'll be solid on the earth, like I never have been. I will build a life of beauty, fill it up with love, manifest all I desire, whatever I dream of. I'll have all that I need to be, everything I am. The love of God will flow through me, pouring through my hands. When the balance is true, when the balance is true, yeah, when the balance is true. There will come a day, you know it won't be long, that I will stand right up. I'll be breathed so strong, I'll be filled with the light, I'll be open wide. Every cell in me will be unified. I will raise my hand, I will raise my hand, I will lift my eyes, I will lift my eyes. I will shout to the world, I will shout to the world. I am alive, I am alive. I will dwell in the now, I will dwell in the now. I will flow like the wind, I will flow like the wind. And I'll be solid on the earth, like I never have been. I will build a life of beauty, fill it up with love, manifest all I desire, whatever I dream of. I'll have all that I need to be, everything I am. The love of God will flow through me, pouring through my hands. I will build a life of beauty, fill it up with love, manifest all I desire, whatever I dream of. I'll have all that I need to be, everything I am. The love of God will flow through me, pouring through my hands. When the balance is true, when the balance is true, oh, when the balance is true, the balance is true, the balance is true. When the balance is true, I will raise my hand. When the balance is true, I will lift my eyes. When the balance is true, when the balance is true.
We need to have Paul and Christina here every Sunday because most of you stood up for that song, and Corey too. We do have our prayer chest, and with Dawn being away for a little while, I came in during the week and took all of your prayer requests out and sent them out to our prayer chaplain, Sylvia, Wilda, Dawn, and myself. And if you have anyone in your mind who you believe needs to be affirmed in wholeness and health, please just write their name. And if you print it, it's easier, although I can read cursive writing, but I am old school. But if you print it and just put it in the prayer chest, that would be great. Whoops. And we now move into prayer. If you feel comfortable, please breathe in and close your eyes. We breathe in the loving, positive energy that fills this room. We breathe in the openness to one another. We breathe in our capacity to see the divine in every living creature in this world. Today in this month, dedicated to divine order, we cherish our capacity to find harmonious balance and serenity within. We breathe in that feeling right now, conscious and mindful of divine presence. We hold in prayer all of our beloved members of Unity of London, Dawn, Lindsay, any who can't be with us today. We also hold in prayer anyone throughout the world who is suffering homelessness, that they find within them that core of spiritual strength. We also hold in prayer all of our students and our educators back at school this past week, that they demonstrate toward each other the love, the discernment, the willingness and openness to be filled with new ideas and an ever-growing curiosity. For these and for all of our prayers, we say, Amen. My pleasure to welcome up one of our platform assistants who will introduce our speaker and share the daily word, George Wilson.
Thank you, Pauline. Good morning. The daily word for today is grace. I guess I'd like to just express my appreciation for the opportunity to do the reading. But I also feel its significance that we've been graced by Paul and Christina this morning. How wonderful. So in the reading, through divine grace, I am abundantly blessed in every way. Grace is an awareness that wherever I am, God is. It is my reminder to let God be God in me. Grace assures me that I am never alone on my journey through life, and that no matter what I do or fail to do, I am unconditionally loved and accepted at the level of spirit. Grace touches every area of my life. In a lonely moment, grace is the overwhelming awareness that I am loved. It is a surprising way through a challenge I considered unsolvable. It is my whole body suddenly glowing with the power of divine life, even as I experience a health challenge. These are just some of the ways I experience grace. Grace need not be, nor can it be, earned. It is a divine gift available at every moment. As I open my heart to divine grace, I am filled with indescribable peace. From Hebrews chapter 13, verse 25, grace be with you all. Today we have Reverend Laurie giving a presentation. Reverend Laurie served Unity of London as a minister for approximately 20 years. She retired 3 years ago and now spends her time painting and selling her artistic charcuterie boards and Lazy Susans at markets in and around London. Laurie and her husband Bob are enjoying their new home life in Port Stanley, and among other activities they volunteer at the Port Stanley Theatre. Her presentation today is titled Divine Order or an Excuse. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Laurie Hisson.
Thank you very much. Thanks. I want to applaud you on your getting that word, charcuterie. Charcuterie, it's not so easy to say. So I'm going to share a joke of Bob's this morning. We have little Johnny. And little Johnny went home and he said to his dad, "Dad, you're going to get a note from school today." And his dad said, "Johnny, what happened at school?" "Well, I was in the cafeteria and I had my tray and I was going along and I came upon this bowl of delicious-looking red apples. And there was a sign on the apples. What did the sign say? The sign said, 'Take only one, God is watching.'" So I took my apple and I continued along with my tray, and I came to a bowl of, it could be whatever your favorite cookie is, chocolate chip cookie, peanut butter cookies. They look so delicious. So Dad, I put a note on the cookies. His dad asked, what did the note say? I wrote, take as many as you want. God is watching the apples. You know, we have some funny ideas about God at times. And I think we have some funny ideas about divine order as well. And over the years, I have heard people say things like, I was late. I'm late. I'm running late. I'll get there in 20 minutes when I should have been there 30 minutes ago. It's all in divine order. It's in divine order. Or if someone took on a project or a lesson and they didn't fulfill it, then they might often, I've heard them say, well, it was divine order that I didn't get it done on time. It's divine order. So I just wonder, something that is so powerful, our power of order, that we call divine order, that is so powerful. Are we really understanding what it is, or is it just an excuse? I love this reading in Ecclesiastes. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up what is planted. Is it time for us to understand what order really is? And I think that it is. I want to share with you first a transcript of an actual radio conversation of a U.S. naval ship with Canadian authorities off the coast of Newfoundland in October 1995. Americans, please divert your course 15 degrees to the north to avoid a collision. Canadians, recommend you divert your course 15 degrees south to avoid a collision. Americans, this is the captain of a U.S. Navy ship. I say again, divert your course. Canadians, no. I say again, you divert your course. The Americans, this is the aircraft carrier USS Lincoln, the second largest ship in the United States Atlantic Fleet. We are accompanied by 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, and numerous support vessels. I demand that you change your course 15 degrees north, that's 15 degrees north, or countermeasures will be undertaken to ensure the safety of this ship. Canadians, this is a lighthouse, your choice. I'm guessing this transmission must have taken place in the dark, in the fog somehow, because those Americans could not see that lighthouse. A lighthouse is defined as a tower with a beacon of light that guides and warns ships through the seas. And I think it's a wonderful symbol for us as well. We can be like the tower, but the light or the beacon in the tower is our highest God self. And that light is always guiding us through the storms of life. And in the darkest times of our life, we can't see that it is the power that is divinely ordering the universe and our life according to our transmissions. According to our transmissions. Oh. Not used to using PowerPoint. Okay. Our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, assigned a color to each part of a color to each power, and he assigned an energy center to each power. And the energy center for order is our navel. And it makes sense because the navel was our power of contact with our birth mother. And it also makes sense because if something isn't feeling right, then don't you often go, oh, it doesn't feel right. We go right to our navel, to our power center there. And so it is in that area. The color that he assigned to the power is olive green. So if you're feeling like you want to develop your power of order a bit more, then you might want to wear that color, just as a reminder that this is what I'm working on today. And if you're not feeling so connected to Source, to God, then put your hand on your navel. It's the place where you'll be able to get in touch with Am I
The old
really?
minister. Woman. She had retired.
I didn't hear what they said about me. It will. So we want to put our hand on our navel to see, just to check in, to see where we're at. Our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, describes power this way, the power of order this way. The divine idea of order is the idea of adjustment. And as this is established in our thought, our minds and affairs will be at one with the universal harmony. It's the order, it's the idea of adjustment. Adjustment. Webster defines adjustment as a small alteration or a movement made to achieve a desired fit. Well, my friend Linda Martello Whitsett writes in her book about adjustment as well and order. She writes, when a hawk stalks, kills, and eats a dove, most people recognize this violence as consistent with natural order, right? Were we to suspend human moralism and religiosity regarding the many challenging and disturbing occurrences in our own lives, we might more easily access the inherent order that is in every moment. She continues to write, when my loved one dies, when I get laid off from work, when I run out of money and my cars get repossessed, when my lover leaves, naturally I humanly grieve. And I add to that it can be hard to see the divine order in it unless we adjust our thoughts. Just think about something that you're going through right now that might not feel like it's in order. But if we adjust our thoughts, we'll be able to find the order, either in this moment or the next or the next. I remember my friend Margot. That's not what she really looks like. She was always complaining about her job. She hated her job. She didn't like the people that she worked with. She didn't like the hours. She didn't like anything about this job, always complaining about it. And then one day she called me, and she said, she was crying, and she said, I lost my job. And she cried, and she went on about it and how terrible this was. She needed the job. How could she lose the job? But she was laid off. And when she finally settled down, I said to her, Margot, this can be a good thing. And she immediately became defensive. How could it be a good thing? Well, you've been crying and complaining about this job forever. You're sending the universe the message that you want to get out of here. And finally, the universe has responded by making an adjustment so that you can find some peace. You see, it's a divinely ordered universe, and she was totally out of harmony in that job. And now she had the chance to get balanced again, because balance and harmony are the other two aspects of order. Well, almost 4 years ago today, or 4 years ago December, Bob and I were preparing to make a move. This is the house we lived in for 31 years, and having been there for quite a while, he was very attached to this house. But I had this knowing that I had to move. I had to get out of that house. It was just, maybe you've had that experience. You wake up and you just know something. And I knew I had to go to the mountains and the water. Well, the mountains and the water are in Vancouver, and Bob was not going to go to Vancouver. So the water was in Port Stanley. And so that's where I wanted to go. And he was very much against this move. There may be some couples listening that are going through this right now. One wants to stay somewhere, one wants to move. But seeing how desperately I wanted this change and how determined I was, he was willing to adjust his life and thinking. But before the willingness was the struggle, the resistance. To resist is to try to hold on to what is, to defy the evolutionary pull that's trying to take us to our greater good. It's always there. People ask me, what's God's will? God's will is always for your greatest will, and it's pulling you to that all of the time. To resist is to become stagnant, toxic, clutching to what is instead of letting go and being in the flow of what can be. For him, his fears were ruling him. And I did get his permission to share this. I love what I saw on a church sign, and it said, "Don't make your decisions based on your fears. Make them based on your dreams." And that was something that I was doing at that time. I think the idea of adjustment moves us in the direction of expansion, from simple to complex. Our ability to adjust is inherent in us, just as evolution is inherent in the universe. Well, like you, I've made many adjustments in my life, and some were very painful. But in hindsight, I have learned that I have been moved to my greater good, establishing harmony and order in my life when I would just listen. And I've had a lot of those opportunities around my daughter Jen's life, opportunities to adjust and look for the divine order that was happening. The day I learned she had cancer at the age of 3, I had to adjust to the idea of what motherhood would be like, what her life would be like, what our family life would be like, as we now were involved with hospital appointments and such. The day I drove her to Homewood Treatment Center in Guelph for treatment of an eating disorder, she was only 16, and I knew I was leaving her for 4 months. A happier time, the day we dropped her off at college in Windsor. We settled her into residence, and I had to adjust to the idea of driving home without her and walking into an empty nest. The day she moved up north with her then boyfriend. So many opportunities to adjust my ideas from what my life coulda, woulda, should have been. And they continue today. Often now, that looks like trying to let go of the urge to give advice. And if you're a parent, you know what I mean. And in the midst of the aforementioned months when my daughter was dealing with anorexia, I was what I'll call a mushy mess. People would say to me, "Just let go and let God, Lori." And I would respond, "God isn't doing a very good job." I couldn't see any divine order unfolding, but rather only disorder and chaos. So it was at that time that I stopped pushing and being frantic, and I stepped away. I went to Unity Village for a week in the midst of all of that chaos. And that's where I got some space to open up. That's where people around me supported me, and they prayed with me, and they sent prayers for Jen, and they sent prayers for our family. Others carried me during that time. And that's when I discovered a garden at Unity Village called the Lowell Fillmore Garden. And there is a pillar there, a brick pillar, and on that pillar is a prayer in bronze. And the poem is titled "The Answer." And it reads, "When for a purpose I had prayed and prayed and prayed with art until my words seemed worn and bare with arduous use, and I had knocked and asked and knocked and asked again, and all my fervor and persistence brought no hope, I paused to give my weary brain a rest, and ceased my anxious human cry. And in that still moment, after self had tried and failed, there came a glorious vision of God's power. And lo, my prayer was answered in that hour." You see, the answer came when he stopped his anxious human cry, when he just released it. It came when he stopped trying to adjust his life from his ego, mind, or personality. In other words, when he was exhausted, in that moment, space was created for him to discern and awaken to divine mind. By the term mind, we mean God, universal principle, which includes all principles. And there are 3 phases of mind. When confronted with a challenge, something that is trying to stretch you, do your ideas about that come from your conscious mind? Or the past, your subconscious mind? Or maybe they come from source, your superconscious mind. You see, when Bob was in fear of moving, he was in his conscious mind. All he could think about was, "I love my house, it's a beautiful house. I love knowing where everything is." I mean, he would say to me when I was trying to get him to move, he'd say, "Well, where will we go shopping? Where will we get our gas? Where will we find a dry cleaner? Like, we don't know." And I'd say, "That's part of the excitement. We'll get to know a new village. We'll get to know the city of St. Thomas, which is closest to us. It'll be exciting. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. He knows where everything is. He wanted to stay in London. But he also tapped into his subconscious mind. And that brought him to think about memories, all of the memories that we had taken place in the house. Jen was in grade 3 when we moved to that house. The different birthday parties we'd had for each other. All of the neighbors, all of the good deeds that they had done for us. He was thinking about all of that, and letting go of the house with memories was painful for him. And he used all of those as excuses to not move forward, physically or mentally, but to stay where what is known and is comfortable. It wasn't until he got in touch with his superconscious mind, source mind, God mind, that he could see the possibilities for a new life away from what was. And so when he ceased his anxious human cry and he opened up, he could see the possibilities. And you know, within about a week of him letting go and saying yes, we had bought a place to live in Port Stanley. It was that quick. So the first step instead of the last step, when you're faced with a challenge and you need to make an adjustment, is to tap into source for your ideas. From that place, you can make adjustments to your thinking, tapping into what is real and true. You've had Reverend Paul Hasselback zoom in here for some talks. And in his book, Power Up, he writes that when we use our senses, our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, we're using our ego or personality to create order. He continues to describe what underdeveloped, overdeveloped, and divine order are, what they look like. So underdeveloped order in a person coming from ego or personality looks like they are disorganized, they're disorderly, and they find it very difficult to adjust to change. They're running around all the time. If they have to be somewhere at a certain time, they're running out of the house. They're looking at the clock on the car. They're watching and praying for green lights all of the way. They're just disordered. They're just disordered. Overdeveloped order results in someone who has to make sure everything is just so, and may be obsessive compulsive, as well as hyper detailed about nearly everything. The person obsesses over every picture being perfectly level, and I know I have a little bit of that, and in precisely the right position. Maybe that's what you're like, or are you more like the underdeveloped order? From an elevated consciousness or source mind, order is the ability to organize, to sequence, to balance, and adjust based on ideas, truths, principles, and laws that are divine in nature. We use order to adjust and organize our thoughts, our feelings, and actions to be the best person or Christ we can be. So earlier I mentioned that for years I've heard divine order used as an excuse for being late or for not having a project completed. People are blaming outside circumstances, and then they credit God as the creator of those circumstances. But that's not divine order. That's human disorder. That's our ego, our personality talking. It's an underdeveloped order in that person. It's the inability to organize their time and movements to arrive on time to complete a project as promised. Just think of someone running out the door again, trying to get somewhere on time, and what kind of energy they're putting out there. They're using divine order more often as a statement of resignation than the statement of power that it's meant to be. So Charles Fillmore, he saw divine order as a divine process, not as a rushing, frantic, unorganized way of being, but about being centered and balanced and open to adjustment and change. He knew everything starts with a divine idea and comes into expression through the orderly steps of mind, idea, and expression. To catch those divine ideas, we have to turn to divine mind by meditating or doing whatever it is that you do to connect with your higher power, that energy we call God. And then we create those ideas, we create using those ideas, which show us the possibility for all things. We go to source, not ego. And from there we can divinely order our lives. And there'll be no need for excuses, because we've learned that divine order is not an event, but rather it is a process. And we have the power to order or misorder our experiences. It's all up to us. And there's a picture that we see looking out our window from our place in Port Stanley. So let's take this into meditation. So let's just close our eyes, become comfortable in our seat, whatever that looks like for you. Sometimes we just place our hands on our lap with the palms facing up for an energy flow. Sometimes we close our eyes, or we just close them lightly. Sometimes we can leave our eyes open for meditation, whatever is comfortable. But I'm going to share a meditation from Reverend Linda's book, Divine Audacity. So assuming a familiar position supportive of meditation, I focus my attention on the splendid order in my body temple. Bone, muscle, skin, vortexes of nerves and energy, all organized for physical vitality and strength. Breath flowing in and out effortlessly. Heart beating rhythmically, steadily, faithfully. I celebrate divine order. Concentrating my attention within my body, behind my navel, I activate my body's center for order. I shine the verdant green light of order around my digestive organs and throughout the integrated, linked, and well-ordered systems in my body. Order is my name and my nature. I am the power of order, by which I connect with my innate sense of direction. I naturally attune to the magnificent source, the one mind from which all ideas flow. I catch divine ideas and bring them into manifestation by the power of order. I am the adjusting power of order, easily sensing where to place my attention, adjust my mindset, or correct my course of action. So think of something that's happening right now in your life that might need that adjustment. Where do you need to place your attention? What's the mindset that you need to embrace to correct your course of action in that regard? Just think about that for a moment. And just say to yourself, I am the adjusting power of order. Together, I am the adjusting power of order. I am, I am, I am. So you can come back to that situation and think about it later, sometime today or another day, and just see what it is you do need to adjust in order to see the divine order that's unfolding in it. So we take a deep breath in. We let it out. We say, thank you, sweet Spirit. Amen. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Rev Lori, for your words of wisdom and your humor at the beginning. Whenever I hear your joke at the beginning, I always think, yes, that's Rev Lori, and it's always pertinent. You brought us a lot to consider about the power of order in our lives, and we're really grateful to you for being here. Thanks so much. Next song is one of Jack's favorite songs. That's Jack Van Diepen. So you can join in if you wish.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. Oh, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. With my faith, I see the light. There you are, I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for
We have an opportunity to share, as we do every Sunday. Many people are sharing of their talents behind the scenes. We invite you to share of your treasures as you see fit. And all of the sharing, talent, time, treasure, helps us to continue to build our unity as a strong and dynamic home for those who are on a spiritual journey. And I see that Kate has enlisted Dave, so in a minute they will return to the front, and then we'll all join in the blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We do have some special announcements. It's so exciting that the people in the first announcement are right here in person. I think that's such a thrill. Oh, sorry, that's not the first. Sorry. Unless they secretly wrote the Daily Word. The October Daily Word magazine, if you've never read it, is filled with lovely daily messages, and you heard one from George this morning. I think there's only one left in the bookstore. Here we are, in person. Paul Luftenegger and Christina Frith. Hey. You were here. You don't need my invitation to come on Friday night, but you are having it anyway. There are rare people in the world who combine spiritual depth and musical talent, and we're blessed with two of them. And to be in the presence of people who have chosen to share their depth, their spirituality, and their talent is a gift for us. It's a gift for us to receive. I don't know how touched you may have felt with Christina's song this morning that Paul joined and sang with her. But magnify that for an evening of healing. And whether that healing is physical or emotional, whether it's something that you feel right now that you need healing with, please join. Please come on Friday night and see Sylvia for tickets. Or maybe Corey has tickets, I don't know, probably. But it's not even about the tickets so much, it's about your presence here. Make that a gift to yourself. And invite people you care about to be here. Our Healers Expo that Amber has been so busily working behind the scenes with will take place on Saturday. And that is an opportunity for you to come out and support the healers who will be here. And there are many areas of healers. So consider being here. It begins at 9:30 in the morning and runs till the afternoon. And Jim is here. And our dear Jim Chapman always brings in different musicians every Wednesday night for only $10. And this Wednesday it will be Pete Denemy and Carolina Burchell. And Carolina has been out to several of the concerts. She's friendly and affable and has a really nice singing voice, as does Pete. So come out and support us, support Jim. Today's Celebration Sunday, a chance for you to celebrate whatever you feel like celebrating. It could be a birthday. I celebrate Paul and Christina and Corey being here, but there may be other ways to celebrate, so we're going to do that in a moment. But first, this is one of our favorite prayers. Please join. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And we have a closing song, and everybody joins hands if you feel good about doing that. And then we'll be singing together. There must be many reasons to celebrate, so please come on up if you have a